Hello, this is the LEGO Animal Crossing set called Isabelle's Visit. It comes with 389 pieces. I paid $40 US for it, and I built it live during a charity stream over on Twitch. It comes with the 2 minifigures you see here. And well, let's just get a general look at the lay of the land. So here's the whole thing, and much of the terrain is built up using the platform pieces and ground pieces that were introduced for another Nintendo franchise, the Super Mario sets. So, they're familiar to many folks, maybe unfamiliar to folks who have never had any interaction with that series, but they work really well and are very easy for putting things in different places. So for example, if I wanted to move this to a different spot, I could just pick it up and just use the little plate underneath. Each one of them has just a little slot there, and it's just a common little thing. So there isn't really a correct, proper way to set this up. And there's actually quite a bit of modularization. Is that a word? Modularization? Yes. And customization that is not only available with this, but highly, highly suggested, because after all, this is Animal Crossing, and a lot of it is about setting things to your desired style. Now, I personally have never played Animal Crossing. I've never been a Nintendo person at all. I've never had Nintendo equipment, but I've watched it being played. So I definitely get the general idea. However, I will be reviewing this as a LEGO fan, not an Animal Crossing specialist. The way this is configured right now, there's a little bit of yard out front, and you can easily see what's there. They've changed things up to fit more with the LEGO style. Of course, we'll look at the figures up close, as they're very, very important as far as the styling of the entire theme. But this goes back and forth, much the way that other licensed things that LEGO has gotten into have had to adjust a bit. I love this door so much, and the door frame. The frame itself is mostly one piece. It's a specialized part for that, and I'm fine with it because it works. It works really, really well, and is much more efficient for building, especially for sets designed for younger folks. Like this is a 6+ set here, compared to making all of this out of individual pieces, which would then need to be braced, and they would have all kinds of seams and everything. But there is this very obvious mold mark right here, and one of the it's going to be 2x2 bricks that I got back here. It's a 2x2, right? I forget. I think it's a 2x2 white. Has a little speck of black in it. Just another little quality control issue. There is a lack of depth to this in general. It's completely open around the back, but it still looks very wholesome and inviting and warm to me. I like how they doubled up on the flowers to get a little bit of extra depth there. You've got the mailbox over here, which of course can be open. The regular print is used for a letter in there. And there's a nice little extra feature. I talked about modularization. So first of all, the idea is that you can take this entire roof segment and just swap it out with one of the other houses in the line. It has the exact same shape, so those can just be directly moved back and forth between each other. Thankfully, this whole roof here is easy to build because it uses all 1x2 tiles, no 1x1s that you need to carefully line up. But then look at these windows, these window elements with the partial shutters in there. It's all just one piece. This is dark orange that pops off, and the set includes an extra set, just in a different color. So that's dark azure right there, and a different shape as well. That's nice. I love that. I want more. I want more of this. This whole thing of customizing houses and things is great. And doing it simply and easily. I mean, I'm not a small kid, and I think that's wonderful. That adds a bunch of extra color to the scene here. Maybe it doesn't match the inhabitant of this house quite as well, but that's okay. And it's just so easy to do that from the outside. You do not have to take the thing apart to do that. Very happy about that. Looking to outside, a little bit more of the grounds around the space. I'm keeping the figures around just for the sake of scale. This is a relatively new piece right here, the 2x2 with roots. So it's intended to be a tree stump, and then it's used for the tree here as well. A little fossil print right there that you can pick up. And then the trees are built nicely with that very Animal Crossing style, with an additional a couple of features here. First of all, there's this clear piece here to hold up the gift box. I forget the proper name for it in game, but you hit the balloon, and this will fall down, and it will open. Look at this. Only one single stud. You don't even have to take it apart. So in there you get some paint and a paintbrush, or you can of course just take it off. And you can show the balloon being popped by just opening it up into 2 parts. That's actually pretty cool. And then the tree itself, I had been told that there was something to see about this, that it could open up or something, but it's nothing like what I was expecting from what I was told. You take the top off, and then there's a small compartment inside. So there's a bell in there, the coin, little single print for that. Yeah, that works. I just thought that it was going to be more of like a door mechanism. This over here, just learned all of these things. There's specific names and things, thanks to viewers on Twitch while I was building it. That's the spot where you can dig for treasure. And here's a workbench. The acorn right there. Here is one of the slingshots that you can use, and then a couple other tools. It's especially important to have the shovel included in the set so you can pretend to be digging there and then potentially get that fossil piece out. Inside, now this is interesting, more modularization goes on here. Got the notebook or guest book here. Has nothing written in it yet, so the story has not been told as yet. Bunch of tiles for the bed. Those are annoying to line up, but I think most folks are, especially in the target age range, are going to have success putting that together. It's just not going to look quite as neat the way it's, the way everything is aligned. Prints are used inside of here. No stickers are used for the set, so you got the print for that painting up on the wall. Grandfather's clock has or actually it's a cuckoo clock, isn't it? Just on the wall. It's not the whole thing. The clear there is just to hold it up and to make it convenient to put this in there. So it's just on the wall. So that's got the print there. You've got a phone here, small plant back there, and then oven and stove. It's basically a little kitchenette. So you've got the sink there as well, and then a dining table and a couple of stools. That's it for the interior. The instructions actually show you 3 different ways, 3 different officially suggested ways of arranging all of this, because all of this is intended to be moved around. And that's cool that they suggest that, particularly for kids who might think that, everything has to be one specific way. After all, there are instructions, but the little extra push that they put in there, say, you can move this over to here. You can move it close to the door, rotate it around, have it outside if you want, have an outdoor picnic set up. Having larger pieces used for bases, smaller designs for things makes it much, much easier to put a little bit of you into the build. And I very much appreciate that. This is also the reason that this is set up the way that it is with the clear on top, so that you can take all of this and just move it around rather than having the clock, attached to some studs on the side construction on the wall or built into the wall partially. You have to take some things apart. No, just grab the whole thing, move it somewhere else, and again, set things up the way that you want. Or just follow the instructions. It's also perfectly valid. Here's a closer look at the minifigures. This is Fauna and Isabelle there. Each of these uses dual molding for the specialized head pieces. So the cool yellow or the lighter yellow and the flame yellowish orange, the darker color, those are separate injections of plastic, not including the blush for the cheeks there, but the major parts are separate injections, separate plastic, which makes it very, very clean, especially around the edges. It's much better than trying to do that with printing or painting around all those different shapes. So it really has good definition. The printing that is there looks good to me. Each of these does have a mini peg hole, so you can accessorize a little bit. We don't need to have this one on there. I like the design of the mouth here. I think that's integrated well. Obviously, this entire theme, the figures and the village island structures and everything, all that reminds older folks of Fabuland a lot. I'm glad that these include the mid-sized legs because those are able to bend, which helps a lot. They can sit down and such. And yeah, just pretty much everything here looks good to me. I don't know if I could have asked for much more out of Lego. They still have to be Lego-ified. They're not going to be exact to what you see in the game, but they're close enough. And I think that this is a good set of choices that were made here. If these are supposed to be white, they're not. They're tan. If they're supposed to be tan, then it's fine. Either way, I think it looks okay. But if it's supposed to be white, then the color is not or the white itself is not opaque enough. Same thing up here in the ears, but all in all, it ends up not looking bad because it is an earthy toned character. Included in the leftover pieces are some very useful parts that I wouldn't consider to be leftovers at all. I would definitely integrate these right into the scene, or if you get multiple sets, definitely use them, keep them separated out. Even the brand new print of the fossil is included here, and that's one that you definitely want to collect and hold on to and use in the context of more of these sets. This is not something that I do frequently, but I do want to call out something absolutely ridiculous with the packaging here. This bag number 4 had that much space used up. Just that much. I put a fold right there to mark where it was. All the pieces fit in there. So this giant bag, while Lego for how many years now? Is it 4 years? Has been talking about how, hey, there's super eco-friendly now, reduced packaging and everything's recyclable and paper. Yeah, this was just especially egregious and ridiculous. Come on. Otherwise, the set itself is ridiculously good for its target market. This is not trying to be an 18+ set. It should not try to be an 18+ set. Yes, a lot of adults played Animal Crossing, especially during the pandemic. It was still never a game series made for adults. It's just not. It's made for kids. And if adults can appreciate that, great, and can have great fun with it, great. But this stays true to the theme itself, stays true to the IP, stays true to the targeting, and that's exactly what they needed to do here. This is $40 US, this set. It's 40 euros, 35 pounds UK, and I believe it was $50 Canadian. We debated this a little bit during the Twitch stream after the build. Very quickly came to 35 US as the sweet spot, what would have felt right for this. I think at 40, I would like to see just something more, maybe one more minifigure or something like that. So I'm very, very close to being happy with the value and the system. Oh, don't forget, these are also included. The system and the suggestion and encouragement of moving things around is always, always welcomed by me, and making it easy to get started into customizing. It's very, very important, with way too many kids thinking that you cannot take Lego sets apart, or that if you do take a little bit of something apart, then it's broken and just needs to be thrown into a bin, and it's ruined. So anything that helps fight against that is good. Anything that helps to encourage a little bit of creativity and customization and making it your own, it's going to make it more connected to you and ultimately give you better value no matter what your age is. So a lot of good things going on with this theme. I will continue to review more of them, but for now, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.